Once upon a time, I got a chance to visit one of the most remote places I've ever been in the Philippines. It's called Ticao Islands, located in Masbate. We've got to see beautiful islands similar to El Nido and Coron, but before that, let me start this story at the beginning.
Okay, we're on our way to Ticao Island, but first a 12-hour bus journey to start this adventure.
It started at PITX and just like most vlogs, it's off to a rough beginning.
Excuse po.
Okay na kuya?
Wala lang po, antayin nyo. Sa dulo, sir ah.
Our bus departs at nighttime, and just like what I said from the start, it'll be a 12-hour bus ride. But hey, this is my first time riding a sleeper bus here in the Philippines, so I'm quite curious about the experience. And how is it comparable to my sleeper bus experience in Vietnam? The bed was actually spacious. I was able to see a parent and a kid comfortably fit in one. It'll be cold once the bus starts running, so be sure to bring a blanket or a jacket to warm up yourself. There's a restroom in case you need one. There's only one complaint I have with this ride, and that is the texture of the bed. It's so smooth that whenever the bus turns, you'll tend to slip from one end to another, so better fasten the seatbelt. Overall, the ride was okay. It's better than the regular bus, but don't expect it to be as comfortable as a normal bed. We were dropped off at Legazpi City, and we need to take another hour of van ride to get to the port.
After 12 hours of bus ride and 1 hour of van ride, this will be our last transport going to the island.
Then from the port, another 30-minute boat ride to finally get to Ticao Island. By the time we reach the island, it's already late in the afternoon, so we just watched the sunset sky, and it was really calming and peaceful by the beach. For our first proper activity, we went on an island tour. The first spot we visited was Halea Nature Park. It was a tiny pretty island with calm waters. You could swim by the shore or you could cliff jump and then snorkel around the island. You could see some nice corals underneath, but unluckily we didn't spot some nice fishes during our visit. Next spot of our tour was Catandayagan Falls. It's the only falls in the Philippines that flows directly to the ocean. There's a lot of interesting aerial views we've found around the area. There are a lot of rice farms above, and the water flowing from the waterfall also comes from the irrigation that the farmers use. Aside from the farms, we are able to spot some ponds above the waterfalls, which looks pretty cool. You could also swim in the ocean and at the same time be below a waterfall, which is a very unique experience. Next spot is Lapus Lapus, is how the locals call the area. It's a lagoon with turquoise water and the place just looks so beautiful. It feels similar to small lagoon in El Nido and Coron, but this one is less touristy, which for me is its best selling point. Also a bit smaller compared to the lagoons in Palawan, but hey, this place is pretty underrated for its beauty. The next day, we tried some local exotic delicacy, which are their snails. We've ordered 2 types of snail dish. First one is the fried one, which is actually good. You wouldn't notice it was a snail if you're not aware that you're eating a snail. The second one is kinataan, which is simmered in coconut milk and langka. This one is a bit nasty. You could definitely feel the slimy texture of the snail on this one. Later in the afternoon, we went fishing. We had our activity in Ticao Island Resort, but basically we just watched the fishermen do their thing and later they just come back with the things they caught. We later cooked those shrimps for dinner and call it a day. For our last day, just before coming back to Manila, we dropped by Cagsawa Ruins. Got to see the famous Mayon Volcano. Its perfect cone shape is really comparable to Mount Fuji. Got to see the remains of the church that got buried by the Mayon explosion. And yeah, that was our Ticao Island experience.
Just some thoughts from the trip. Let's start with the cons. The place is so remote na it takes 12 hours of bus ride, and another hour of van ride, and another hour of boat ride, and whew. Food is by order basis, so basically you have to order in advance and notify yung restaurant owners na you'll be eating there for lunch or dinner kasi if hindi ka nag-notify, they don't have anything food prepared. So I think yung reason is because wala pang demand or wala pa talagang consistent customers yet in the area. There's no convenience store around the area pero may mga sari-sari store naman. It's still hard to book things on your own kasi we had to coordinate with the tourism board pa para may mahanap kami na accommodations and then para may makuha din kaming tour guide para dun sa island tours namin. Lastly, there are some rotational brownouts happening in the area. For the pros, it's very simple. It's very underrated for its beauty. The place is really comparable to El Nido and Coron. It's not touristy yet, definitely a hidden gem. Yeah, I guess that's it for this video. If you're new here, my name is Jack. Please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. See you in the next one.